Up, I pressed record. There we go. I pressed record, but I didn't press it strong enough. Thank you so much. See, I'm so blessed to have sisters who have my back like that. Thank you. Okay, so put in the chat when you went to the mall or the shopping center, what did you buy or what store did you go to? Okay, let's see what we got here. Thank you, Whitney. Thank you. And thank you, Sandra. So you guys didn't go shopping at all? Nobody went shopping?
I put Marshalls.
Marshalls? Okay. And what did you buy at Marshalls? I see JC Penney's.
Yesterday I bought matching sundresses for me and my goddaughter.
Ooh, that's gonna be nice. That's a good idea. I need to do something like that with my goddaughter. I'm gonna take that to the bank. Thanks, Auntie D. Barnes and Nobles, yes. So my whole point in sharing this or challenging you to answer this question is to say that some of you, instead of niching down, you have a whole shopping center, right? You're like, hey, I want to open up a Candler Road mall like we had in Decatur. I want to open up an entire mall. But instead of opening up an entire mall for your community, I want you to niche it down because people need different things. Niche it down to just a Barnes and Noble. Niche it down to just a Tumblr's or just a Marshalls or JC Penney's like Whitney and Auntie D put in. So niche it down. So once you have niched down how you want to help your community, then we can begin to proceed. The first thing I want you to do is, you guys remember a few weeks ago when we talked about the SWOT report? We talked about your SWOT, right? Your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. So in this case, you are Tina, right? And as Tina, you want to help communities to write books. So you're going to be very clear because the Bible says to count your costs before you bill, right? Some people will bill and count their costs as they go along, and then things go haywire. We're going to count our costs first. And a part of counting that cost is doing our SWOT report. So in the case of Tina writing her book, I'm going to draw out her strengths, her weaknesses, her opportunities, and threats. You're going to do this for yourself. And in turn, when you launch your community, you may do something like this for your community as well. So Tina, I might say, well, Tina is outgoing and she's tech savvy enough. She may not know everything, but she's tech savvy enough. And she knows how to build trust. She's really authentic because I want you guys to think about all the goodness that is you. And she has leadership skills, whether she was in the PTA, the military, or in corporate, she has leadership skills. And the other thing that Tina has for her in this case is a well-defined niche. A well-defined niche. So that's good. So you can list a lot of other great things for your SWOT report. Now, after I list her strengths, I'm going to go over here to the W for her weaknesses because I'm counting the costs before we bill. I need to know what are some gaps and some holes we need to fill in now for free, because you mess around and make the wrong decision. That wrong decision can set you back 5 and 10 years, or it can completely burn you out and you don't want to do this anymore. You want to throw in the towel. So let's go ahead and get into it. So Tina's weaknesses is she don't know a lot of people. She's like, I don't know a lot of people, and the people I know, I don't believe they're going to support me. Got it. Her other one is she's a solopreneur. As a solopreneur, that lets me know that she's probably going to be doing everything on her own. She's going to do the tech. She's going to do the administrative work. She is going to be her own host. She's going to run her marketing funnels, everything. So that lets me know I need to watch out for burnout. Because when you do everything yourself, you usually fizzle out if you don't have certain things, self-care plans in place. Another weakness is Tina has limited funds. Some of you probably already see yourself in Tina's case already. Limited funds. So if someone comes to me like you, if you come to me and you say, hey, I have limited resources, I'm going to say, okay, that lets me know that you're probably going to struggle with your marketing, because we need to be able to pump money into your marketing plan to get visibility on your business so that people can come to your community. Limited funds equals struggling with marketing. It means that we're probably going to struggle with hiring. You're probably going to want to keep doing everything yourself, which is going to keep you in this burnout that we just talked about, right? And it probably also means that you're not going to spend top dollar on the software that we need in order to attract the people who are for you. So instead of you choosing like Kajabi, you may choose like Vault. Vault is like free. It's called a member vault is what it's called. Member vault. It's free, but the branding on it is just so, it just looks so low budget to me, right? And it may affect your brand when you are targeting certain people. So limited funds means limited resources. And then Tina, she might say, well, I don't know a lot about marketing. So if her marketing knowledge is limited, then that means that we need to do some work on how to attract her client. And that's fine, because I'm going to take all of these different things and I'm going to build a client ascension plan or a community ascension plan for Tina. And you can build this for yourself. And the last thing I'm just going to say, a weakness is she doesn't know about funnels. She doesn't know how to use a funnel. The only thing she does is she just posts her content on social media and she hopes people come to her events or joins her community. That's it. And the sad part about that is if you're only posting on social media, even if you have 5,000 followers, you don't know why those people are following you. They may be following you because they like your hair. Like, I love Jenny's hair on this picture, on her profile picture there. Maybe because they like your hair, or they may be following you because they like Dr. Sears' dress for fashion reasons. And maybe their product has nothing to do with, clothes or hair. So that's fine. But here's the deal. If Tina doesn't know about funnels and I have to convince her about the value of funnels and she doesn't buy in, that means that we're going to have limited monetization opportunities. And that's what a business is. A business is the monetization of problems. It's turning problems into solutions. And oh, by the way, which I should have said in the beginning is, when you launch your community, the number one question you should ask is, what problem does it solve? What problem does it solve? All right. Now, so after we do our strengths and our weaknesses, we need to write out our opportunities, our O for opportunities. For opportunities, hey, listen, Tina got a computer. That's an opportunity. Tina has a social media account. Maybe it's Facebook or maybe it's Instagram, but she already has a social media account, or she already sees the value in social media. That's fine, because that means that we have an opportunity for organic growth. And I love organic growth. I love paid growth, but I love organic growth. Organic growth is simply, I don't have the funds right now. And so I'm relying on my social media posts. I'm relying on word of mouth in order to get the word out about my business, because I need organic growth. I can't put any funds behind my marketing. So she has that at least. Another opportunity is groups. You got all kind of Facebook groups out there. You can go join all kind of groups that are connected to your niche like crazy. All right, just join and then be a part of the groups and be engage in the groups. Another thing is opportunity. She could take advantage of free and low cost marketing such as MailChimp and ConvertKit. So she got low cost marketing. MailChimp is one. I never use MailChimp. I use Kajabi, but I know a lot of people who use MailChimp and they absolutely love it. And ConvertKit. And then also another opportunity is freelancers like Upwork and Fiverr. Now, let me say that when you hire freelancers, yes, there are some bad apples out there, but don't let it stop you. That's just a part of business. It's not going to always come easy. There will be people who will say, hey, I'll do this job for you for $25. And when you see it, you're like, oh my goodness, it was only worth $2. That's absolutely fine. It comes along with the nature of what you do, but you do not let it stop you, because there are some good apples out there. Now, when I'm hiring freelancers, I will go on, if they have like, if they've done this job over 1,000 times and their reviews is over a 4.5, chances are I will go with them. But if they only have like 5 reviews and is a 5.0, I probably will not go with them. Remember, we're always using strategies behind our decisions. Now, you can use Fiverr and Upwork to help you with small tasks. Like, some of you don't know how to set up a landing page. Some of you don't know how to set up your CRM. And again, your CRM, somebody unmute and tell me what the CRM is.
Client relation management.
Yes. And in a nutshell, when you get email numbers, email address and phone numbers, you need a place to house them. And then when you house all of this information, you need a simple way of targeting everybody at one time. Like, for example, everybody today got a reminder that you probably got a 2-hour reminder. Hey, we can start in 2 hours. And then you got another reminder. Hey, we're getting started. I didn't go in and send an email individually to Tara, to Essie, to Whitney. That would, can you imagine how long that would take? No. In the Army, we would say 1 shot, 1 kill. I would just go into the system, or a member of the team goes into the system and sends out 1 email, and it's 1 to many, which is absolutely great. So you need a client relationship management system. All right. Now, and a freelancer can absolutely help you do that. Now, moving on to your threats. These are the things that could possibly work against you. All right. If you don't use paid ads, and even if you use them and you don't know how to use paid ads, then you can have slow growth. Sometimes it takes a while to grow your email contacts. And let me say, for those of you that are setting goals for your business, if you don't have at least 500 email contacts, that should be one goal. And then after you get 500 email contacts, set another goal for 1,000 email contacts. All right, 500 first to get 500 email addresses, and then after that, after you get 500, the goal should be 1,000 email contacts. Why, Coach Queen? Because you need people to sell to. You need to be able to invite people to your community. And even if they don't come, sometimes they say, hey, I know somebody who can help you with that, and they will recommend somebody. In addition, do you know that, and this is a whole other class, when you have a email list, you should make $1, at least $1 for everybody that's on your email list. So even if Whitney doesn't buy from me, even if Dr. Sear doesn't buy from me, then other people will buy from me, even if I'm selling a $10 item. So I should make at least $1 a month for everybody that's on my email list. And I'll kind of seed some ideas of how you can do that real soon. All right, so slow growth, because I probably have no money for paid ads. I'm just depending on organic ads. And so people don't know I exist. So that's a threat. Another one is high competition. Somebody else is doing what I'm doing. And in the air, when I find folks like you who have high competition, usually I niche you down. I mean, I really niche you down. So in other words, instead of you saying, Queen, I want to open up a jewelry store. And in that jewelry store, you got bracelets and necklaces and rings and just all kind of stuff in this jewelry store with all this inventory. And now you're competing with Tiffany's and Jared's and even Walmart. Walmart got some pretty all right jewelry. You're competing with all these people. I would niche you down. And I would say, no, let's do this at first. Let's, instead of selling all of these items and drowning people with this paradox of choice, and now they can't make a decision. And by the way, because Walmart and Tiffany's and Jared's, because they have the inside step into this market, now their prices are much lower than yours. Instead of competing with them, let's niche you down to just size 8 wedding bands for first-time brides. And that will be your brand. I sell size 8 wedding brands to first-time brides. That's your specialization. And now everyone across the world is coming to you. That's a lot of people. It's like what, 8-9 billion people on this planet? That's a lot of people coming to you for size 8. And then after that, then you can expand. Think about Amazon. Amazon started off selling what? Put it in the chat or unmute. What did they start off with? Anybody know what Amazon started off selling?
Books.
Books. Thank you, Dr. Sear. They only sold one thing, books. They niched down to books. They didn't try to sell everything, only books. And now I order my caterpillar larvae from Amazon.com. I raise caterpillars and I release butterflies because butterflies are endangered. And so I actually get the larvae. They went from books to larvae. You can get everything off Amazon now, right? So you niche down. And then once people know your name, then you can show up like Tony Robbins and just show up. Tony Robbins, he started off with a niche. His niche was fear. He helped people to get over phobias in the very, very beginning. Now he's doing business and everything else. And he charges millions of dollars just to be in the room, right? So niche down. Okay, now high competition, right? So for example, with Tina, there are a lot of writing communities that already exist. So we would niche her brand down, not just to writing, but maybe to writing your autobiography or writing a faith-driven book or a book on how to start a restaurant. We would niche her down. And the other thing that's a threat would be burnout, because she's doing it all on her own. She's running the marketing, she's doing the admin, she's doing the tech work, and Tina will probably be burnt out. So for me, that lets me know I need to make sure I create a self-care plan for Tina. Once a month, Tina probably needs to go to the hotel with a stack of books and a massage therapist and just lay there for the weekend so that she's not burnt out, for example. Now, lack of monetization. She don't have revenue. She's got revenue issues, right? That's a threat, because if you don't make money, then you'll probably close down. So I need to come up with a plan. Now that I know the threat, I'm going to come up with a plan for sustainable revenue. And that plan for many of you is going to be how to take my community from free to fee. Let's see. Another one, I'll give you one more threat, would be tech. A lot of us, I know when I first got with Kajabi, I was like, what in the world? I actually canceled Kajabi. Anybody had Kajabi? I canceled Kajabi when I first got it. I was like, this is too much, right? I got to learn too much. But I tell you, it's hard in the beginning. It's always hard before it gets easy. But now that I know it, now I can just do Kajabi like this with one hand and I'm good to go. All right. So just the tech, the learning curve, the funnel building, the automation, all of that. But it's fine. It's fine, because all of these threats we can work with. We can turn that, each and every last one of these threats, we can turn it into a strength or an opportunity. Right? Too easy. Okay, now that we got the SWOT, now let me give you a list of tools that you will need to investigate and you will more than likely need. You will more than likely, because now after I give you the tools, I'm going to give you the steps. So as far as the tools, you will need Zoom. You will need, and Zoom is like what, $119 it's $150 a year for Zoom. If you're operating off the free account with Zoom, you only get 40 minutes. You still get up to 100 people who can show up, but you only get 40 minutes. So that means that if you are hosting your communities on Zoom or your master classes on Zoom, when it hits like 39 minutes, you got to tell everybody to hang up and dial right back in again. And that can be quite embarrassing. So just invest in your business. If you're not willing to invest, chances are you don't have a business anyway. So invest in your business. So you have Zoom, and then you have your CRM systems that you need. Your client relationship management systems. I think we said it like 3 or 4 times now. So we should be on our way to retention as far as you guys remembering that. Your CRM systems, right? You have Kajabi. Kajabi basic account is like $119 a month. And if you have the growth, it's like $159 a month. Now you can pay annually. It's like $2,000 or $3,000 a year, but you can also pay by the month, and it's a little bit extra if you pay by the month. I like Kajabi because if you're like me and you're like, hey, I automatically know I'm going to grow this thing to a mid-sized company. Let me go ahead and get to know my tools now. And I know that if I pay $200 a month for something, I'm going to use it. Like the accountability is built in. I'm not going to pay $200 a month for something and I don't use it. So Kajabi. And then you have MailChimp. I mentioned that as well as a CRM system. And if you guys know of any other CRM systems like Dubsado, etc., go ahead and put it in the chat if you have a recommendation so that the other powerhouses can grab it. All right. MailChimp, you get like 500 contacts for free with some stipulations. But then after that, the pro account for MailChimp is like $156 a year. It's like $156 a year. The next tool you need is Canvas. And I recommend getting the Canvas Pro account. And that's like $120 a year. This is the answer to those of you that are like, well, how do I create lead magnets? What do I send my people on when I set up my CRM system, my client relationship management system? How do I make my emails look nice? How do I create newsletters? How do I create tools like checklists and ebooks and things like that? Canvas. How do I create a banner for my Facebook and my Eventbrite? Canvas.com. So go to canvas.com. They do have a free account, but it's limited. But again, you want to invest in your business. Okay. Then the next tool you're going to need is social media. Some of you like, I don't like social media, but that's where your people are. And you need to go where your people are. Unfortunately, your people really aren't reading newspapers. So it wouldn't behoove you to advertise in newspapers. And besides, you don't have to like social media in order to use it. All right. So you can hire a social media manager or a social media ghostwriter to run your social media, because here's the deal. When people hire us or join our communities, they can't run a credit check on us. They don't. And so what they will do is they will go to the World Wide Web and track our digital footprint. And that becomes like the FICO score by which people decide if they're going to trust us to join our communities. So whether you have social media, whether you like social media or not, go ahead and stand it up. The next tool you need is like a Chat GPT or some type of artificial intelligence, content creating, writing. I don't care how good you think you write, please use systems, double check it. And there's a whole other formula for artificial intelligence, how you can create some really great prompts that can be used to your advantage. I also use Grammarly. Grammarly, I pay like $150 a year for Grammarly. Grammarly is amazing. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I mean, no shots fired at Atlanta, Georgia. But sometimes, you guys know my history with my speech impediment, stuttering and things like that, how I champion that. But yet and still, no matter how well spoken I believe I am sometimes, or how well I believe I can write. You guys know I'm in divinity school, writing thousands of papers a week, it feels like. No matter how well I think I'm writing, when I run it through Grammarly, I find so many mistakes. It's ridiculous. Just even if you want to work on your voice, because some of you write and it may be too passive and you need it to be more authoritative. So Grammarly can help you with that. Another system you need is Zapier. Zapier is going to connect the apps that you have to like your CRM system. Zapier is what you use to automate, like if you find yourself doing the same stuff over and over and over again as it relates to your technology, Zapier can help you to automate it so you're not doing the same thing over and over again. So for example, a lot of you probably found me on Eventbrite or social Facebook too, but probably Eventbrite. And Zapier, what Zapier would do is instead of me having to go to Eventbrite and get all of your names and email addresses one by one, Zapier automatically talks to Eventbrite so that Eventbrite goes to Zapier and all of your information automatically goes in my CRM system. So Zapier is a good one to have as well. And then for your community building, you also want to look at sites like Mighty Networks. And then schools. I like schools. Alex Hormozzi's, he promotes schools. SKOOLS, schools. Schools, I think, is only like $97 a month or something like that to host your community. And it's real easy to use. And I like schools because you can gamify it. Networks is Mighty Networks is good, but I didn't like it because you couldn't change the templates. Like some of the templates, even Kajabi. Now Kajabi has most of all of these things already built in, right? But with Kajabi, you can build a community, but with Kajabi, you can't change a lot of the templates as well when you're building your community. You know what I'm talking about when you start that up. Okay, listen, let's keep going because I want to give you the steps towards building your community. But before I go on, let me stop and just check on you. Everybody okay? You guys okay? Let me check the chat. I know I'm fire hosing you guys, but let
Can
me
I say
check.
something, Coach
Yeah,
Queen?
please.
Just real quick, I know it's a lot that she's explaining all these systems and softwares, but when you're just starting out in business, you do get to write all this off, right? So I know it's a lot. Baby step yourself, but you do get to write it. So I just want to put
Absolutely.
that back out there. What you put in, you will get back.
Thank
Okay.
you so much. And if you guys have some good tidbits like that, please jump in and share it. It's a wonderful reminder. Okay, so let me get back to my iPad here. Okay, so the first step I'm going to have you do is I need you to write out your God-driven vision. You got to have a vision, all right? I need you to pray on this thing. I need for you to make sure that it's in alignment with God, because the safest place you will ever be, no matter what you're going through, is inside the will of God. And so I need for you to go ahead and write out your vision. And this is important that you have your vision, because when you write out your vision, my love, when it's time for you to make decisions in life, the vision answers the question. So if some of you are going to get some money back on your taxes, instead of you going and you blowing it off on a new car, which, by the way, most wealth strategists will tell you that, you know, two of the worst things you can buy is a second house, or a house that you're not living in. I'm sorry, a house that you are living in. If you're going to buy the house and you're going to rent it out and make some money, that's great. But if you're going to live in that sucker, probably not a good idea. Another bad investment is a second car if you already got one. So, hey, listen, fact check me on it. Go ahead and do your own research and see what it leads you to. Because back in the day, our parents would tell us, hey, get a house, buy a house, and live in that thing. No, not today, sweetie. Not today. So get that vision together, so that way you know, okay, I got a little extra money. What do I need to do with that money? You need to pour it into your businesses. You need to pour it into your baby. So get that vision together. After you get your vision together, which will tell you where your resources, your time, your money, your energy, your barriers that you need to put up, that vision is going to dictate all of that. After you do that, I need you to clarify your mission. Clarify, look, don't check my spelling. You know what I'm saying. Clarify your mission. All right. When you clarify your mission, so like for Tina might say, my mission, based off my niche and my vision, the mission that I came up with is I help faith-driven men or faith-driven women, or both, faith-driven people, to write their first books in less than 6 months. Some of you probably saying, I got at least 2 or 3 books inside of me right now. I would join her community right now to help me write my book within 6 months. All right, so clarify your mission. Her mission is helping faith-driven people to write their first book in less than 6 months. And that's what her community is going to do. After you clarify your mission, you're going to create a promise. What is the promise to your community? So the promise is that they can join a creative space where they can write their story, and their story will come to life in 6 months. It feeds off the mission, and that's the promise. This helps you to understand your community and everything you need to pour into your community. All right. And then number 4, what is your community name? And it's okay if you don't know it right now. You can always come back. So for hers, it's going to be Kingdom Writers Inner Circle. That's going to be the name of her community, just for the sake of this. All right. All right. So number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. The next step. The next step is I need you to choose a platform. We already kind of went over some of it. How are you going to host your community? You can host it on Mighty Networks. We already talked about that. You can host it on Facebook. Now, I will tell you, I don't like hosting communities on Facebook. Why, Coach Queen? Because one, if you put in all this money saying that you're going to market and host a community on Facebook, and somebody comes along and they see that you posted something that's political or sexual or that's faith driven, and they don't like it and they report you to Facebook, Facebook can put you in Facebook jail, and you don't know how long you're going to be in Facebook jail. And you just pumped all this money into your marketing saying, come meet me in Facebook group. Well, I'm going to do a live on how to write your book. And guess what? It's not going to happen because you're in Facebook jail, because the real owner of that platform showed up and showed out. And in addition, I don't like hosting communities on Facebook because when folks come onto Facebook with the intent of joining your group, they get diverted. They get diverted by hair commercials. They get diverted because people will see that they're on, start sending them messages. It is just too distracting. All right. So it's good to have a Facebook group, but I would tell you now that I believe I belong to maybe 1,001 Facebook groups, and I don't think I ever visit them at all. How many of you like me? You belong to a lot of Facebook groups and you rarely go to them? Like, I rarely go to them at all. All right. So just keep that in mind. But everybody's on Facebook. That's the good news. So if you have decided to host your group on Facebook, everybody is there. But just be cognizant of that. All right. So another platform you can use is Zoom. Some of you already have Zoom. Let's monetize it. Let's make some money. Let's use it. All right. And then also, there are people who say, hey, my community, I'm never meeting with them. I'm just going to email them stuff. And I'm going to email them newsletters. That type of a group community, it exists. So you have to do what's good for you. All right. Now, after you choose your platform, I'm going to put Mighty Networks here. And there are some other ones. There are some groups that run off YouTube and LinkedIn. YouTube. YT is YouTube. All right. So then the next step, step 6, you need to create a lead magnet. A lead magnet is something that solves a small problem, not a big problem, a small problem for the people that you are targeting. And in exchange for you giving them that lead magnet, they're going to give you their email address. Remember I said your goal should be to have at least 500 email addresses, and after 500, 1,000. And after that, the sky is the limit. Keep pushing. All right. So create a lead magnet. What's a lead magnet? A lead magnet might be a checklist. 8 ways to sit and write your book without procrastinating. That could be a lead magnet for Tina. 5 steps to writing your book when you are self-publishing. That could be a lead magnet for Tina. So you need a lead magnet. And because we already talked about Canvas can help you to create that lead magnet. You can also create guides and things like that as well. So create a lead magnet. If you go to the rehearsalstage.com, which is one of my sites, you will see that I have a lead magnet, which is a speaker's one sheet. Most people go and they pay $97, $1,000 for a speaker's one sheet, and you can go on there and you can get it free. But in exchange, I get your email address. So that's a good lead magnet for my folks who I help to get on stage. Okay. Now, the next step, after you create your lead magnet, I want you to promote that lead magnet. Promote your lead magnet. That's your lead magnet. And you can promote it on social media, on groups, on Eventbrite, on meetups, places like that. Some of you are going to be doing a lot of lives. And when you're doing lives and you're speaking to people, at the end, this could be your call to action. For more information, go and see my lead magnet. And that way, again, they will click to get your lead magnet and trip the switch for you to get their email address. Now, number 8. Be still here. Let's bring you up here. Number 8. I need you to invite and continue to grow your list. Invite at least 100 members, 100 people to your weekly LinkedIn, your weekly Facebook, some type of a live, some type of a masterclass, some type of an event. And you're going to invite at least 100 people. Some of you are thinking that you don't have at least 100 people. Here's what I want you to do. Because if we sat one by one on a call, I will have you pull out create an Excel document, and I will pull out your phones. I will pull out all your email addresses. I will have you go to Facebook, all of your social media accounts, and then everybody you know, and I will have you create an Excel document and just pump in names. Pump it in. And we could probably get at least 1,000 to 5,000 people. Now, especially if you just skip the people who you just can't stand, you don't talk to them no more or whatever. You skip those names, even if it's your mailman or your mailwoman, their name goes on the list. And you can also, for privacy and protection purposes, say, hey, if you would like to continue to receive more emails, hey, listen, you can opt in. You can do a 2-step opt-in, or you can say if you don't want to receive anymore, just opt out, so you can do that. All right. So 8 was invite and grow your list and get at least 100 people. This is really important because it's going to be important for your conversion rates. All right. So when you invite people, you need something to talk about. So in Tina's case, she can talk about how to overcome fear and procrastination in writing. She can invite them to a 30-minute or a 1-hour class on that. She can invite them to a class on how to let God lead your story, how to let God write your story. 3 ways. I love when it's numerical. 3 ways to do this. 5 secrets to do that. 8 frameworks to this, 10 strategies to that, because the brain always wants to know how much time I got to give to this thing. And so when you chunk it down with numbers, people will opt in, and that will increase your conversion rates. All right. So let's keep going to number 9. All right. Number 9, I want you to introduce a paid membership. You can introduce a paid membership. And then you can also have an early bird special, because when you say, hey, early birds, for those of you who take action today, you will get 50% off. Or instead of it being $47 for a monthly subscription, it'll be $27. Or instead of it being $97 for a monthly subscription, it'll be $47. That way you get that quick response the same day. Okay, so but what does a paid membership look like, Queen? A paid membership looks like, you may say we're going to meet weekly for a deep dive, or every 2 weeks. Now, be honest, love. Some of you have really busy schedules like me. 2 weeks is probably enough, meeting every 2 weeks. But if you're just starting and you really need to immerse yourself and you have the time, once a week is probably what you need to do, once a week. All right. But once you start signing clients, that time is going to get ate up. So just keep that in mind. So a weekly deep dive. Then you might say, I also offer accountability partners. So when you join this community, I'm going to link you up with 2 or 3 people, and you guys are going to hold each other accountable. And then we're going to also do something like speaker interviews. Like we have Dr. Sear, she's on here. She is well known in the media industry. And you might say, hey, Dr. Sear, can you come and speak to my people about how to show up with confidence, or when they are pitching their book or something like that. So speaker interviews would be something that you can add. And the speaker interviews might be once a month or once every 2 months. And then the last thing, because you already have Canva, you can say, I also offer writing templates and other resources. Now, let me just say this to you. When you're building your community, like, you are the secret sauce. You are the secret sauce, right? Okay, that disappeared. I told y'all when you're doing stuff, it's crazy how technology gets glitchy. So you are the secret sauce when you are selling your paid memberships, your coaching packages and things like that. So don't try to create a big box of stuff. You're it. It's like giving your advice. That's it. That's big enough. That's worth thousands and thousands of dollars. So don't say with this paid membership, you get a free clock and a free calendar, and I'm going to do your taxes. And every Tuesday at 8 a.m., we're going to wake up and work out together. Like, don't do that. They don't need a box of stuff. And in the beginning, when you first launch your community, people are gung-ho and they would show up like crazy. But with time, it tends to fizzle off. That's just the nature of the business. So when it happens, don't let it like rock your world. It just comes with the territory. So you just need a few things, not a big box of stuff. Just meeting, actually just doing a deep dive every week. That's enough. That's good. That's great. But you can stack those other things to make it more attractive. All right. And then number 10, you need a system for money. You need a way for people to pay you. PayPal or Stripe or whatever else you got out there. You need a system for money. And then number 11, you need to automate and set up funnels. We already talked about a funnel. A funnel is simply how you turn a stranger into a client. So a stranger may come across your social media and say, oh, this looks interesting. They click the button. Okay, now they are officially in your funnel system. What happens next? Well, that funnel will say, okay, next, I'm going to send them an email saying, hey, I'm so happy that you got my free lead magnet. Then what happens next? Hey, I'd like to invite you to a workshop on 3 ways to write your book without stressing out. Then after that, the funnel just keeps going and it's automatic, and you don't have to keep sending out all this stuff. Once they're in your funnel, the funnel automatically feeds them. Okay, and then lastly, I'm going to say this. Then after that, then you can hire. You can have like Yanni. Yanni's sometimes here. I haven't had her here for a while, but Yanni will come and do all my tech for me. You can hire you a virtual assistant. You can even create affiliate marketing. And then you can also create a referral program as well. Okay. Those are things. Okay. So let's say you have all these things in place. Let me just show you what this looks like in real time. And I'm going to send you into a breakthrough room. Now that you have all of that strategy and all of those systems behind you, let's talk about what it looks like in real time. Queen, I want to launch a community, and I want to take them from free to fee. Great. This is simple. All right. What days do you want to meet on? You're going to write down the day you want to meet on. You might say, I want to meet Thursdays at 5 p.m. What platform? We're going to use Zoom. Okay. 5 p.m. We're going to say Eastern time. That's important. All right, great. So what I need you to do first is I need you to go on social media. I need you to go on Eventbrite. I need you to go to Meetup. And if you have at least $200, that's great. Let's do you some pay ads. We're going to set all that up, and you're going to start advertising. People are going to start registering for your masterclass because we're going to invite them to a 2-hour masterclass. Everybody's going to your masterclass. And when you are advertising that you want them to come to your masterclass through these modalities, say, hey, and by the way, grab my lead magnet. That way you got their email address. And once they sign up, once they grab your lead magnet, then they're going to enter into your funnel. They're a stranger right now. Right now, they are a stranger. And the funnel is going to turn them into a client. All right. So in this funnel, they're going to get the lead magnet. They're going to get the emails, and they're going to get reminders, and they're going to come to your 2-hour masterclass. In this 2-hour masterclass, you're going to say, hey, you're going to learn 5 secrets to ... 5 secrets to doing those things. Now, keep in mind, the masterclass is free. They're coming, and it's free. Because right now, you care more about stacking your email list than you do about money. The email list is more valuable than the money right now. I'm telling you. Because if you get an email list of 5,000, you should be making $5,000 a month, period, just off your email list. And anytime, like I shared with you guys a while back, I went on a business spiritual retreat. We went to Los Cabos. And I was like, well, I don't want to go into my business account to pay for it. I said, well, you know what? I'm just going to do a $97 class on how to find your kingdom niche. And I sold it to a certain segment, a tag segment of my email list. And when I tell you, I made way more than enough to go to Cabo for room and board. I could have went to Cabo like 3 or 4 times with the money that I made. That's what an email list can do for you versus just getting that money one time. All right. So you can go back and you can retarget, and you can retarget over again. Is my point. Okay. So now you got people in your masterclass. Now that they're in your masterclass, you're going to say, hey, here are the 5 secrets to doing something, something, something. Now, depending on how much you're going to ask them for an investment for your product, that depends on how long your masterclass should be. So let me say that over. How long should my masterclass be, Coach Queen? So if your product, for example, if you're going to sell them something that is $1,000, then your masterclass should be at least 1 hour. That is if you are good at sales and pitching. If you're confident, that is if you know how to hit the left and right brain when you are speaking. If you know how to speak all the marketing language, if you understand that people are emotional buyers and not logical ones, and you know how to hit, those emotional touch points, then you only need 1 hour. However, if you're novice and you're new, I would say give them 2 hours. Even if you're selling a $47 product, I would still say give them 60 to 90 minutes of your time. Because in order to sell to them, it takes know, like, and trust. Know, like, and trust. And it takes time. You have to sit in front of people for them to decide if they're going to know, like, and trust you. And so the laws of consumption says for every $1,000 that you're asking your people, you got to give them 1 hour. And in addition, you may say that, hey, I got 100 people in my 2-hour masterclass, but I only converted like 5 people. That's absolutely fine. Because then there are other systems you have to apply, such as it takes, again, 6 to 8 touch points before somebody will buy your product 9 times out of 10, because people are constantly being sold to. That means if you get somebody in your masterclass and it's their first time and they don't buy from you, it's okay. Don't walk away thinking you did a bad job. You got to understand the psychology behind sales. That means that you only talk to them 1 time. So what you're going to do is you're going to start sending them videos, and you're going to send them emails, and then you're going to invite them to another masterclass or another workshop. And sometime in between this first touch point and like this 6th touch point, they are going to buy. So it is okay if somebody does not buy or opt into your community the first time. Now, the masterclass is free. That's free. But at the end of the masterclass, that's when you're going to pitch your community and you're going to turn them into fee. And when you turn them into fee, you're going to meet once a week or twice or bi-weekly, every 2 weeks is up to you. You'll meet for 1 hour. And then it will be a group. So especially if you do the breakout sessions, you give them like 20 minutes to take advantage of the group. That 1 hour is going to be ate up like that. And that is your paid community. Now we're running out of time here. So next time we meet, I'm going to stop here and I'm going to break this down even further, or what it looks like when you're actually running your community. Because some of you are going to be like, well, what does the agenda look like? What do I say? And then when you're running a community, because you care about driving change, you're not showing up just taking people's money. So how do I drive change? How do I gamify it? And if your community is a subscription-based community, you want to keep them in this subscription. You want them to keep coming. So how do you keep them coming back? Those are some of the things we're going to answer. Now, before we go into that next week, I want to show you the money. You guys cool if I take about 10 more minutes and show you the money real fast? You good with that? Okay, good. Because this is something that if I break it down, like this could be like a 6-week class right here. And again, I said in the beginning, I was going to fire hose you, right? And you can watch the video replay and you can get what you need from it. Okay. So you may say with my community, and subscriptions are very popular. You may say with my community is going to be subscription based. And here's what I want you to do, because we as faith-driven people, we have the tendency to put ourselves last. I want you to write down how much money you want to make a month. I want you to start there. Some of you might say, I just want to make $2,000 extra a month. Some of you are going to say, I want to make $5,000 extra a month. Some of you are going to say, I want to make $10,000 extra a month. And that's absolutely fine. Wherever you start, you can always change your mind, because eventually you will reach a point where you're like, hey, I'm not getting paid enough for what I'm doing. I want to make more money. And that's fine. So you can start off at $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month. So for those of you that say, hey, I want to make $2,000 a month, I want to make $5,000 a month, or $10,000 a month. Let's break this down. Now, you guys know I love to end my investments in the number 7. That's marketing psychology. Marketing psychology tells us that when something ends in 7, like, come on, go smaller, like 47 versus $49 Marketing psychology tells us that for some reason the 7 sells a lot faster and better than the 9 because the 9 is slimmer. It also sells better than 48 because the 8 for some reason psychologically looks so big in our mind that people think that that's a big number. So I like to end in 7. That's my strategy. Doesn't mean you have to. 49 works. It works very well. You see it all the time. All right. Now, you might say, okay, I have a choice, Queen. I'm thinking about doing a $17 product. This is your product, the investment for your product, for your subscription. I'm thinking about doing a $17 a month, or I'm thinking about doing a $47 a month, or I might just do a $97 a month. And my goal is to make $2,000 extra a month, Queen. And those are my choices in how much I can sell my subscription. So if you want to make $2,000 a month and your product is $17 a month, then that means you have to sell 118 subscriptions. That's a lot. If you want to make $2,000 a month and your product is $47 a month, that means you have to sell 42 subscriptions. And again, if you want to make $2,000 a month and your community, to join your community, it costs $97 a month, that means you only have to sell 20. I will tell you that in business, the easiest one to sell would be this $47 a month one. And people will stay loyal to the 47 right now in this market. Now, however, if you are really good at sales and you can deliver value and you like, hey, at the end of this, by the time in this community, you have 3 New York Times bestsellers launched, you can sell this for $1,097 a month. It all depends on the value. It's always value driven. I will tell you that if it is free, like this community, I think for this email list, for this community so far, because it's free, I think we're up to like 3,000. But because it's free, people really won't show up. But watch, I will do this same class next week and charge $97 and I'll have like 100 people here. That's just how it works. But I do this free because in the years that I've been doing this, I'm so tired of hearing people saying, Queen, I have a heart to do this. I'm driven to do this, but I just don't have the money. So I've given away scholarships. I do stuff for free because I'm like, it's in my mind and it works for me. And because I'm good, God take care of me. Like I can stop doing this and I'm gonna be solid. I make money. And I don't pitch y'all. I don't try to sell you anything. I give it away for free because I figure this is my way of giving back. This is what God wants me to do for faith-driven women. But when you do it for free, people don't show up, my loves. And if you do it for cheap, they really don't show up because they look at your product as cheap. All right, so $97. Let's say you want to do 5K. You want to make 5K a month, right? And it's at the same prices, $17, $47, and $97. Same amount. The investment is the same amount. For 5K, then you have to sell 294 subscriptions. If you're selling it if the investment is $47, then you have to sell 106 people. And then if the investment is $97, you have to sell 52 people. My point is this: if you're going to sell 42 people and make $97, you might as well just make your goal, sell 97, have a $97 investment and just sell 52 people. How many of you feel confident that you can sell 52 subscriptions? If you're not, that's okay. You plug that into your SWOT report and we come up with a way to overcome it. It's not very difficult at all. It's not with your automation systems going out, pumping people into your systems. You know, there are 177 million people on Facebook and there are 138 million people on Instagram. You believe some of them people need your product? If so, you get your marketing to target them and you will have way more than 52 subscriptions a month. Way more. All right. So, okay, next week I'm going to talk about the conversion rate. All right, because this part is important and some other stuff. Not next week. We meet every 2 weeks, the conversion rate. Because some of you may be thinking, okay, I got 56 people here. How come I'm not making 5K I got 52 people here. How come I'm not making $5,000 a month? Well, there's some other stuff we got to consider. We got to consider your conversion rate. So I'm going to stop here because I want to get you guys into your breakthrough rooms. But while I am opening up the breakthrough rooms, loves, look at the chat. Like Diane put some information in here. Constant Contact. I pay $12 per month. Great resources in here. System.io by Whitney in there. I'm going to open up the breakthrough room so you guys can go in there and meet each other right now and share some information. For those of you, if this is your first time here, the way it works, you just click on the breakthrough room you want to go in. You self-select, you hop around. Whitney is going to be manning one of the rooms. She's going to be talking about wealth. For those of you that want to tap into kingdom wealth, she's going to give some advice about that. For those of you that want to know about taxes and wealth as well, go and follow Aunt D, because I believe Aunt D, she be giving away diamonds. She don't be realizing it. She just gives it away. Like, she's been doing this for a while and she just gives it away. So follow her. And they both have links in which you can follow them and get 100% of information on what they do, because I'm going to give you about 15 minutes in your breakthrough rooms. Let me go ahead and open up the rooms. While I'm opening up, anything anybody want to share, open up the mic. Remember, never pass up the opportunity to take the mic. So if there's something you want to share, please open up your mic and share it. Anybody got something they want to share?
Well, I think you fired host us enough, but the other a system that I use is HoneyBooks. I use it for my customer management system. You can also do bulk emailing and all of that through it as well. And you can use it as your email marketing system as well. But you got to use what's best for you.
Absolutely.
Definitely. So add that to your list if you want to look at that as well.
Thank you for that.
And I have a discount code if anybody wants that too.
There you go. And as a matter of fact, let me drop this. I'm glad you said that, Andy. You be right on time. Come on. I'm going to drop a link for Kajabi in here. Now, this link for Kajabi will get you 30 days of Kajabi for free. Gives you an opportunity to decide if it's for you, and if it is for you, you stay with it. And then after that, you can absolutely, and if you don't like it, you can cancel it. No harm, no foul. That's the link for Kajabi for 30 days free with Kajabi. That link is in the chat. And then also, I know that last week I talked about some of you wanting to get on my calendar. Now you can get on my calendar. I don't have anything to sell you. I'm full on everything. Nothing to sell you at all. But some of you are like, hey, Queen, I need a little personalized touch. I can offer you 30 minutes. I only have a few slots there. I can offer you 30 minutes. We can talk for 30 minutes. I just need to know what you do and what's a major complication in your business. And we can sit and we can hash it out. Remember, I will give you strategy. It won't be fluff, and I will not sell you anything. I don't have anything to sell you. I'm all tapped out right now on everything. And so that link to get on my calendar is right there. You may have some questions you want to ask me in private that you may not want to ask in front of the group. That's absolutely fine. There is no dumb question with me. Chances are I probably asked that same question that you think is dumb many moons ago as well. Okay, so now I'm going to open up the rooms. Please go into the rooms. You can talk about speaking ideas and stages, content creation ideas. Go and talk about gratitude and prayer. Whitney has a room, Wealth with Whitney. We have a networking room, game-changing books. Hey, Aunt D, you let me know next time you come if you want me to put you in your own room, because I know they're gonna, okay. Yeah. And I'll put you in your own room, because I know I even get emails with, hey, where's Aunt D? And I just send them your link. Okay. So, all right. So the rooms are open, my loves. Go ahead, jump into those rooms. And if you need any assistance, unmute and say, Queen, put me in the content creation room. Or like Whitney is already in the Wealth and Whitney room. Or you could say, put me in the networking room. Put me in the game-changing books and podcast room, or the gratitude room. Unmute and tell me the room you want to go in. I will put you in that room. Or you could type it in the chat and I'll put you in the room. But remember, you can hop around. Nikki is in the game-changing books and podcast room. Let's see. Esty is in the speaking ideas and stages room. I'm checking the chat to see if any of you need help. Okay, Kia, you want me to, which room would you want me to put you in, my love?
Can you put me in the wealth room, please?
I surely can.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, beaming you up now, Kia. And let me stop this recording.